Steve Harvey wasn't born with a silver spoon. Instead, he created one for himself. And you won't believe what this famous television host bought with his first million. Here are the top 5 dumbest purchases that Steve Harvey has made, which could also be labeled as stupid purchases. Here goes number 5. Teeth whitener. What would a normal person buy with his first $1 million income? House? Plot? Steve Harvey may have bought them, however, alongside these, his purchase of teeth whitener stands out the most. Steve Harvey began his career as a stand-up comedian before switching to acting, as he wanted to become one. Though that didn't go quite well, instead, Steve made his best out of his television program The Steve Harvey Show, which lasted from 1996 to 2002, and his most family, The Family Feud. There are 2 things that would have caught your eyes in the show. First, Steve's huge, bald, and second, his knight in shining teeth. In one of Steve Harvey's shows, Family Feud, it was revealed that a teeth whitener was one of his first purchases when he earned its first million. The first impression we make is mostly determined by our smile. Although Steve wasn't born with that gorgeous smile, he had to go on a mad search for it. So, does that mean that his teeth aren't real? Of course not. He is wearing one of the most expensive dentures in the world. Well, Steve's teeth are so white that he has had several memes on them to laugh at all day, but the next purchase will probably make you wonder for long. Number 4. Teepee. First of all, if you are wondering, what's a teepee? Then let's be on the same side. It's a portable conical tent which is made out of skins, cloth of canvas on a frame of poles. Well, if you're thinking, why would Steve need any of it? Honestly, he is confused as well. So, how did this purchase happen? On The Ellen Show aired in 2018, Steve Harvey revealed his life with his grandkids now, 4 of them, and 1 was yet to come back then. Steve revealed that his wife Marjorie threw a Halloween carnival in the backyard which had a cotton candy machine, an apple-making machine, a petting zoo, and a 16-foot teepee. And Steve thought that Halloween was just candy. The next day, when the person came back to take the teepee down, all 4 kids started screaming, while Steve was in the pool enjoying his cigar. The kids vented out too bad, which eventually made Steve buy the teepee, which cost him $8,500. After spending so much on a teepee, Steve made it a cigar lounge when the kids are away. That's quite far, Steve. This brings us to Steve's next purchase. Number 3. Steve's cigar collection. I don't care. I am going to smoke my cigars. I know they're illegal. I don't know how I get them. I just do, Harvey said, appearing on NBC's Talk Stoop with Kat Greenleaf. And with that, it's understandable that Steve Harvey will stop smoking Cuban cigars when you pry his cold, dead fingers off his cohiba. Roughly 20 years ago, when his son Wynton was born on July 18, 1997, that's when he smoked his first cigar, igniting his love for cigars. Since then, cigar has become Steve's companion. Steve has a relentless supply and collection of humidors scattered across all of his properties. I've got 5 humidors in my office in Atlanta, including one Daniel Marshall made me. In my office here in Chicago, I've got 5 more humidors, all with different things in them. Cubans, Opus X. One just has a collection of acid cigars, because I like those flavored ones once in a while. Some of my traditionalist friends don't like that, but what do they know? I've got another one with nothing but Davidoffs. I've got a Vigilant inside my wine cellar with some very rare things, and another big one in my man cave in my basement. It's so big that, when you turn the lights on in it, it looks like a store. Steve usually smokes an Opus X as his go-to, but his all-time favorite is a Cohiba Siglo 6, which costs over $200 US. That's a lot of old love, but is justifiable. So, is the next one? Number 2. Head wax. Yet again, in one of the episodes of The Family Feud, it was revealed that Steve Harvey spends most of his money on head wax. Well, the part where this purchase becomes stupid is when head wax comes under the expensive category of Steve's purchases. There was a time when Steve Harvey's hair grabbed a lot of media attention. Steve Harvey's hair, or fake hair as some call it, has always been a source of contention. Steve Harvey used to have a hairdo that covered his scalp like a fireside rug. Steve Harvey has worn a variety of wigs, including the high-top fade wigs hairstyle, the S-curls hairstyle, and the teeny Frankfurter afro. The commotion was so loud that he had to use the toupee in addition to the S-curls. Now that Steve has embraced he's bald and has the cash, he is spending them all on making his head shine. And no one can blame him though, can they? Unless you see the next one. Number 1. Stash grooming. Steve Harvey has a super expensive and thorough stash grooming routine. Former NBC daytime anchor Steve Harvey released an Instagram video of himself grooming his iconic mustache on December 21, 2020. In the video, Steve was seen tending to his famously rich stash with a bread pen and a wireless electric shaver while jamming to Elton John's Benny and the Jets. He also captioned the post as "Boy, I'm forever tailored" at Elton John, one of the coldest to ever do it, while getting ready. In one of his interviews, Steve mentioned that he has to give a lot of his patience and attention to his mustache to turn out just perfect. When he was asked whether he would shave them off completely if given $10 million, he said no. Reason? I took the mustache off when I was in college, when I was pledging. When I took it off, I discovered something. The distance from the tip of my top lip to the tip of my nose is about 4 feet. It looks like an effing sheet of plywood if I take my mustache off. So that can't happen, partner. Would you shave your stash off for that much money? Comment below, hit the like and subscribe button, and turn on the bell icon to never miss out on any new updates.